Smoke and Mirrors is the second album by Imagine Dragons. It is an album of bombastic overkill and an album of lost potential. And sometimes, in order to understand where that potential has been lost, you have to look at it closely, track by track. During the opening moments of the album's opening track, Shots, I almost thought I was listening to a track by Yes during their 80s period, until it settled into a groove which, during its verse, feels more than just a bit uninspired. As uninspired as the verse sounded, I found myself suddenly engaged during its very fun 70s disco-style chorus. I guess if you don't have a strong verse, the least you can do is have a strong chorus. But I can't help but feel that with a bit of tinkering, this entire song could have been a whole lot stronger. I wish I could say the same for the follow-up track, Gold, which has some nice production elements during its opening, and then not much more. There are a lot of interesting production tricks being employed on this song, but none of it feels like it's in service of the song. The third track, and the title track, Smoke and Mirrors, opens with a U2-style edge-like guitar line, and a verse melody line that I've heard on a dozen other radio-friendly songs before. I kept hoping that something inspiring would happen on the chorus, but nothing does. The song's only redeeming factor being the very nice, emotional, and tasty guitar solo that comes at the ending. I'm So Sorry, the fourth track, opens with a cool, funky guitar bass line that plays low and deliberately lo-fi in the mix, and makes you want to turn it up before it turns itself up into a hi-fi audio. This is a trick that Pink Floyd used on the title track for Wish You Were Here. Its opening verse stays sparse but powerful and builds well into its chorus, but then the song becomes too cluttered by too much production, which gives it a bit of a disjointed feel from its stronger opening. The song's move into a sparse piano and vocal bridge is meant to give it some dynamic range, but instead it only adds more to the whole disjointed feel. This song started very strong and then became bogged down by what is this album's great weakness. Potential for a good song ruined by not only too much overkill on the production, but too much of the wrong kind of production. This trend continues on I Bet My Life, which opens with a nice acoustic intro and a decent enough verse, but then slams you in the face with overkill on the chorus. And then suddenly, everything goes right with track 6, entitled Polaroid. Here we have a good solid verse that builds to a stronger pre-chorus, and then into a good solid chorus, and all of the song's production serves the song, accentuating what works about the song. The song moves comfortably into its nice easygoing bridge, and then builds into the final chorus. A little bit more production is added to the closeout of the song, but nothing is overdone. Polaroid is the album's best track. This same feat is almost accomplished with Friction, which opens with a nice Indian-style synth riff and an effective aggressive vocal. And it also has a strong and effective chorus, but the track tries a little too hard to be more than what it is. I think they should have gone a little more dance track with this one. It certainly felt as if that's what they were leading to at the opening, but instead they try to be too artsy with it. The track is not a total loss though, and so far it is the second best track on the album. The next song, It Comes Back to You, brings back the U2 edge-style guitar at the opening, and nicely takes its time with an enjoyable guitar instrumental line. So enjoyable that I feel that a strong case could have been made to have expanded that opening guitar line into an instrumental track. The verse is nice and hints at a stronger chorus to come, but that chorus just doesn't come. When the opening guitar line comes back for the second verse, it only serves to reinforce the idea that this song should have been taken into a different direction. The next song, Dream, has the band doing its best Coldplay impersonation. It's a track with potential, but it meanders too much and once again is bogged down by too much in-your-face production. By the time we get to the next song, Trouble, the album's formula becomes painfully clear. Slow, sparse beginning and verse, and then wham, overproduced chorus with drums in double time. To be fair, lots of albums, and even lots of good albums, follow a formula. It's just that those good albums are better at hiding it. By the time I get to track 11, Summer, there is a sense of pointlessness, and I find myself asking, can I please go home now? Before track 12, entitled Hopeless Opus, even makes it to its chorus, I'm already feeling that its title seems to sum up the rest of the album. There is a nice guitar solo near the end, but not too much more to recommend. Finally, we get to the 6-minute closing track entitled The Fall. I try to treat each new track on the album with renewed faith, but before it even begins, I have a sinking suspicion that this will be no stairway to heaven. 3 minutes in, and I am not proven wrong. Is it just me suffering from ear fatigue, or does the band feel like it's going through the motions at this point, and just trying to get the album over with? At the 4-minute mark, the fall should have been over already, but instead it just gives us a repetitive build-up. This sort of thing worked great on Hey Jude, but not here. Running at 13 tracks and at almost 50 minutes, Smoke and Mirrors not only overstays its welcome, it feels painfully longer than its actual running time. It's a shame because almost every track hints at having potential, but only track 6, Polaroid, delivers in any kind of a good way. Because there is some potential to most of the tracks, I am giving a first reaction rating of 2 stars out of 5. But almost all of that potential is never realized. Please tell me what you thought of this album in the YouTube comments section. Always remember that you are never supporting music or musicians when you pirate or BitTorrent. Even though I didn't care for this album, a lot of people worked awfully hard to make those recordings a reality. I can't recommend buying this album, but if you are going to at least listen to it, please go to a legal music streaming site that compensates the music creators, like Spotify, Beats, or YouTube Music Key. For music worth buying, this is TJR. Thanks so much for watching, and please subscribe to the channel.